G'day guys and gals. I have a confession to make. I am absolutely and totally addicted to skiing. It is the first thing that I think of when I wake up. It's the last thing I think of when I go to sleep. I have a problem. I love the snow. I love the mountains. I love the peace, and I just love all of it. And so today's Q&A, and for those of you who don't know, the Q&A is where my channel diverges a little bit, and I just completely do a random Q&A that I feel like I want to do. Some of these are sent in by viewers. Some of these are asked on Facebook. Some of these I just think of. And today because it's snow season in Australia, and that's kind of the inspiration for today's video. So I did a little bit of a Q&A AMA on Reddit on r/skiing. And I asked my own questions and I posed some answers to my own questions. And I also got quite a few awesome questions on there. So I thought I would answer those in the video. I already answered them on Reddit, but I thought I would give a slightly different answer in this video. So I hope you enjoy. So stick around for that. So the first question is, I went skiing once or twice and I really liked it. Should I buy my own pair of skis? No, you shouldn't buy your own pairs of skis. Skis are expensive, and you won't notice really any difference as a beginner when you buy your own pair of skis. If you want to go and spend some money and you know that you want to get into this sport, which I would really encourage that you do, I would definitely recommend you go and invest in a fitted pair of boots by an experienced and professional boot fitter. This will really make all the difference between whether you enjoy skiing, whether you hate skiing, whether you'll improve at skiing. It just makes such a massive difference. There's so much technology and so much different stuff that goes in today's modern ski boots, and it's completely different to anything else. So I would definitely recommend going and buying your own pair of boots first. The next question is, how can I go skiing without spending tons of money? This really depends on where you are in the world, and this is kind of the same answer that I gave on Reddit. But if you're in Australia, the best way I would recommend, if you want to go skiing in Australia, and for those of you who are like, you have snow in Australia? Yes, we have snow in Australia. It's not amazing. It's not Niseko's 6 meters in 1 second kind of deal, but we do have snow and we do ski, and it's quite a big sport here. So if you want to go skiing in Australia, I would recommend you stay in something like a lodge where there are shared rooms and stuff, especially if you're a student. Or you can even get one with 5 beds for a family or whatever. And those usually start at about $80 up to $100 a night per bed. So those are really good. If you're in places like Niseko, you can do the same sorts of things. And in America, you can also do the same sorts of things. I just don't know on exactly what scale. So I would definitely recommend shared kinds of things. I would also recommend looking for deals with your ski pass. So if you know you're going to be going for 2 weeks, I would buy it as a 2-week. Try and get like a 2-week deal or whatever else. And that's often you can do that by purchasing it pre-season or all of those kinds of things. If you know you're going before it starts snowing, often there's like up to like 50% off. If you're a student in Australia, you can get student deals, and those are all really awesome. The next question that I personally came up with was, my feet hurt so bad and it makes me feel sick, especially in the arches. Is this normal, and what can I do? This is a problem that I personally suffered for years. First thing you need to do is your boots are sucking for your feet. You have really, really bad boots, most likely. Your feet really, really shouldn't hurt unless you have some kind of medical condition that is making you predisposed to this kind of foot pain. If it's only happening in ski boots, the chances are you have really badly fitted boots, and this was my case. I went to a shop a few years ago, and I got my boots fitted, and this was one of my pairs of boots that I got fitted. And I don't know, I just didn't get the right boot fitter or whatever, and my skiing experience was just abysmal, and it was really, really painful, and I really didn't want to continue with it, even though I was getting a lot better at the sport. I don't know, I just didn't like it. It was just so painful, to the point where it was the only thing that I could think about. So I went to another boot fitter, and he's really, really awesome. And if anyone wants to know who he is, shoot me a personal message if you're in Australia, and I'll give you his name and where he's about during the year. So the next question is, do you need ski lessons? The short answer is, heck yeah, you need ski lessons. Everyone needs ski lessons, and the reason I say that is because even the best like skiers, say for example Lydia LaSalle, or Riley McGlashan or whatever else, those guys are constantly improving. Those guys are constantly getting better now. when you get to someone like a level, say like Riley McGlashan, for those of you who know him, he could most probably doesn't train exactly the way that we would train as much less experienced skiers. He's part of the Australian Interski team, so he probably does very different kinds of training, but nonetheless he still trains with other people and probably still looks up to other mentors. But I know for sure for me that, you know, I look up to the older guys, and those guys are a lot better than me, and you know, there's just so many people you can take lessons from, even if it's not a formally purchased lesson. But definitely, if you're a beginner, I would recommend going to the ski school. You'll get a lot more enjoyment out of the day or out of the week or out of your entire trip. You'll definitely get a lot more. You'll just be a lot safer. You'll be a lot more confident. There's so many good reasons why you should go and, you know, learn to snowplow with an instructor or whatever else on your first day of skiing, and even, you know, go through the whole ski school if you can afford it. I would really recommend that. So the next question, I kind of is a bit of a silly one, but I just made it up because I thought it was fun. I've heard people using the following terms while I was out on the hill. Can I explain them? The following terms are sendy, send it, sick licks, shredding nah, power, poser, freshies, first tracks. Those are all kind of just terms that get kind of thrown around by ski bums and stuff, and sendy, basically the only one you need to know is if someone says sendy, it literally just means go flat out, go insane, go nuts. So we're going to move on to some user comments. The first question, it comes from one Mikey, and he says, where do they put the moguls in summertime? They put them in skiing heaven, rip all the moguls. Yeah, I know, it's really sad. Me, personally, summertime is like the worst thing in the world. Like, I hate summer. I like pretend that it's winter. I pretend there's snow on the ground, and I just have to, I don't know. I can't deal with it. The next question is, how do I get over the fear of trying to progressively harder techniques like learning rails and boxes? This is an interesting question, and it'll depend a lot on your personality, but my advice would be to make very, very small incremental progressions, and also coming back to getting lessons with someone who does freestyle skiing can really help. If you watch them and if you follow right behind them, it's a lot easier to mimic their body movements, and 99% of getting a trick right or whatever, or landing a trick or not, you know, just face planting and stomping it is the confidence that you have, you know, from takeoff to landing. If you panic in the air, you know, if you flail about or whatever else, most definitely you're gonna have a massive accident, like I found out so badly in the past. The next question is quite a funny one. What's the acceptable gap or gap size? The acceptable gap or gap size, I said on Reddit, but then I thought about it, I was like, nah, there's no acceptable gap as gap size. For those of you who don't know what a gapper is, it's kind of like the guy who's first time on the mountain, can't ski, can't do anything, but he's decked out and he's got he thinks he's like sponsored, and you know, and he's got this massive gap between his goggles and his helmet, and it's a hilarious sight to see. The next question is, I'm trying to gather up cheap gear, jackets, pants, skis, and gloves, all that. What piece should I splurge on a little? I only rented and borrowed last season. So the one thing that I would definitely recommend that you splurge on would be boots, which one of the commenters said, but failing to be able to afford boots, I would definitely recommend you purchase your own jacket, pants, and gloves. It's not something that I would ever want to have to hire. They're often very in nasty condition. Don't go and buy skis. Honestly, rental skis are normally fine if you're a beginner. If you've only skied like one season, there's really no need to go and buy skis. For those of you who want to know when should you buy skis, I guess is a question I'll throw in here. I would say after 4 or 5 seasons of, you know, really good solid amounts of skiing, and you're really improving, and you want to know, you know, you want to be able to have skis that you're not going to outperform. So what I mean by that is, you know, if you're making, you know, really hard pure carve turns, and you want to get that arc in the ski, and you want to know, you know, you kind of want to get a ski that works for you rather than against you, but you know, you're not going to really find out about all those kinds of things, like what kind of edge the ski has got, you know, what's the length of the edge, you know, on the snow. You're not going to find all those things out as a beginner who's making, you know, basic snowplow turns down the run. It's just, it's just a waste of money, especially when a pair of skis can cost you $1,000 and upwards with, you know, a pair of bindings. So, you know, I would just definitely not recommend something like that. So the next question is, I guess, some people always ask me, like, what is the gear that I'm riding at the moment? Now, if you are going to buy your own pair of skis, like, what would I recommend? So the first pair of skis that I ever bought and that I still have are Atomic Nomad Black Eye TI 95 underfoot. Now, and those come with bindings, so it's a whole package in one. Those are an amazing beginner ski, and those will really help you progress from that, you know, that almost intermediate kind of beginner stage right up to being an advanced skier. And believe it or not, after I've had them for a couple of years now, and they're still one of my favorite skis. I use them for carving, and I use them for all kinds of things. My play around ski, my have fun, drop into random places and whatever else, is my Line Sick Day 102 skis with Marker Baron bindings. Those are freaking awesome. And I would really recommend, I don't know if you can still get the 2014-15 model that I've got, but yeah, those are really awesome if you're looking for a pair of skis. So I guess that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any other questions, I would love to do a follow-up on this kind of video, so stick them in the comment section below, like, dislike, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And those of you who want to see my tutorials and stuff, I'm sorry I didn't get to put one up this week. I've been quite sick, and it's just been absolutely crazy. And don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you guys. It's just, you know, I'm trying to get to them, but, you know, I can only do so much. So I will be putting a makeup tutorial out during the week, not putting on makeup as in just making up for the whatever. You guys get it. I love you all, and have a good week. Peace.